Hello everyone. This is the second video of my Scope Cafe channel. So I prepared Oscilloscope and function generator today. Maybe you think I do not use the Oscilloscope today, but I use, so power on. So this function generator has one problem. It generates 10 kHz 5 volt peak-to-peak sine wave at the power on state. I think it's too dangerous. But anyway, what I want to do today is considering about real-time speed. So I set up the function generator to 1 kHz 1 volt peak-to-peak sine wave, like waveform you wrote last time. This time, I checked the waveform with oscilloscope. So I connect the function generator and the oscilloscope using this BNC cable. So it is connected, but the waveform is not shown on the screen. Like this case, what do you want to do? My recommendation is using auto scale button. This is very nice function, but I know some people really dislike to use the auto something function. Unfortunately, your boss do not like this button. Please push behind his eyes. But please consider at first time of auto something function like auto drive, auto brake, auto pilot of car, or auto focus or auto exposure of a camera. These functions were disliked by professionals. But consider, currently these functions are quite normal. Maybe it is difficult to find the car and camera without this function. So I think it's almost same as the auto scale button. So in near future, it becomes quite normal. So we are pioneers. Do not hesitate to use this button. So currently, the function generator and the oscilloscope is already connected to, and the function generator is set up to 1 kHz 1 volt peak-to-peak sine wave. So let's press auto scale button. Okay, we can see a nice sine wave on the screen. It shows 2 periods and okay, one thing I want to say, current oscilloscope have a function of undo auto scale. So press this button, you can see the previous screen, but currently we do not need to press. Okay, go ahead. So maybe you know the oscilloscope can show the waveform, but now we connect the function generator and set up the function generator and press the auto scale button. It shows the waveform very easily. So sometimes we forget the real meaning of the waveform. Please consider the waveform is 1 kHz. It means from here to here, one period is just 0.001 second. It has 2 cycles, so it takes 0.002 seconds from here to here. I do not speak 2 seconds now, so in this 2 seconds, 2000 period waveforms are existing. I cannot identify this oscilloscope refresh 1000 times waveforms in this 2 seconds or show selected one waveform. But anyway, the, the, the oscilloscope showed the very fast waveform like 0.001 second very easily. That is excellent things of the oscilloscopes. To experience this speed, I want to ask you to write a graph again. The graph is 1 kHz 1 volt peak to peak sine wave, but there's one different thing. Please write a graph in real time speed. Okay, I also try to write a graph in real time. Okay, I prepared a whiteboard, right axis, and try to write in real time. Sine wave. So it takes 61 frames. 1 second is 30 frames, so it takes over 2 seconds. Okay, I'll try again. It takes 64 frames, so it becomes slower. So I put the whiteboard much closer and write 35 frames. It is around 1.1 second, 0.8 Hz. So it is far from 1 kHz, unfortunately. How about you? Can you write a 1 kHz sine wave in real time? Okay, I asked you to write a 1 kHz 1 volt peak to peak sine wave in real time. Maybe it was very difficult or impossible, but please consider it is quite normal things. Maybe you have a chance to hear 1 kHz sine wave. 1 kHz is almost close to C4 sound. But at that time, maybe you cannot feel sound is propagating on air as a medium, and air is vibrating to front and back. So it means 1 kHz speed is too fast for realizing by human beings. Okay, let's back to the oscilloscope. I said oscilloscope is a very nice instrument. Currently, the waveform is 1 kHz 1 volt peak to peak sine wave. So next I change the frequency to 10 kHz, then press auto scale button. So it shows a waveform almost same as 1 kHz. Maybe it is very difficult to find any difference between 1 kHz and 10 kHz. Okay, next I change it to 100 kHz, then press auto scale button. Oh, it almost shows same waveform. Can you find any difference? So currently frequency is 100 kHz, so 100,000 period in 1 second. But maybe it's very difficult to find any difference. Okay, next I change the frequency to 1 MHz. Then press auto scale button. But waveform is almost same. So next change to much lower side, like 100 Hz. then press auto scale button. Oh, this time the period is a little different, so I changed the time scale. As a result, the waveform is almost same. Okay, next change to much lower, 10 Hz. Okay, then press auto scale button. It shows 5 periods, but change the time scale. Waveform is almost same. So, as you can see, oscilloscope show waveforms very easily, and even if speed is very different, the waveform is almost same. So that is a very nice and great things of oscilloscope, but it also causes misunderstanding very easily. Therefore, when using our oscilloscope, we have to consider the real meaning of waveform very carefully. This time, we check some waveforms using oscilloscope. 1 kHz 1 volt peak-to-peak sine wave, which wrote in previous times, 10 kHz, 100 kHz, 1 MHz. Also checking lower frequencies, 100 Hz and 10 Hz, and write down the waveform in real time. What do you feel? Maybe you recognize oscilloscope speed and human being speed is very different. Considering the speed of 1 kHz, it is slow signal in electric field. But for human beings, 1 kHz is too fast. This difference makes misunderstanding of waveform. So we have to take care about that. If you notice these things with this video, I'm very glad. In next video, I want to show you why the waveform of the oscilloscope can stop. That is amazing thing. Thank you for watching and see you next time.